was reading online about the Dodge Demon, basically the latest news that was coming out. And so basically, and this is something I already kind of suspected given the nature of this car, the story was entitled by Motor Trend, "Don't Drive the Demon on the Highway or in Very Cold Weather." So if you remember the video I made where I purchased a Hellcat Charger in a snowstorm while it was just starting, I had a lot of trouble getting that car home by driving it because the problem was it was basically trying to drive summer tires on ice. And it almost made the car completely uncontrollable. Could have had a spin out, could have, caused a horrible accident. But, me, I was willing to put everyone else's life at risk. So anyway, 840 horsepower muscle car has a number of limitations. And the problem is, the number of limitations that this thing does have, it just keeps on growing and growing and growing and growing. So, this new limitation, which is not really new, I mean, anybody who normally drives a car like this, they pretty much know that you're not supposed to drive this kind of tire, these drag radials, these Nitto drag radials, the NT05Rs. You're not supposed to drive these things on ice, obviously, because, the rubber gets hard and can crack and whatnot. It loses flexibility. But even worse than that, you can't even really drive this thing on the highway. So as they're saying, these tires aren't really designed for highway driving either. So this story, it's already been put up, some editorial. It's already there, so I'll put the link in the URL section and you can read it yourself. So let me get this straight. Okay, so this thing is $84,000, and in its stock form, you can't drive it when it's cold or winter. You definitely can't drive it in ice. You'll most likely kill yourself. And on top of that, they don't want you driving this thing on highways, despite the fact that the tires are street legal. And then on top of that, you can't attend any NHRA events unless you install a roll cage. So basically, you have a car that's being sold $3,000 in America, $300 in Canada, and you damn near can't drive the thing because ultimately it's like the tires alone make it so you pretty much are going to need to immediately install a spare set of tires. So, as you know, the car comes with a crate when you purchase it fully loaded that comes with the skinny tires up front, and it comes with a jack and all this so that you can do a tire exchange yourself when you're on the racetrack. Now, for the people who live in warm weather climates next to a drag strip, like if you live in Texas or Arkansas or something like that, or Arizona, because I hear Arizona's burning up right now. I hear Arizona is so ridiculously hot, like people are dying of heat exhaustion. But anyway, if you live near a drag strip, it should be easy for you. But if you live in, say, Canada or something, it seems to me that having a car like this would be like a daily nightmare. That's pretty much how it seems to me. So it says, it's also been technically banned by the NHRA, which we already know because it runs 9.65 seconds at 140 miles per hour in a quarter mile. That won't stop drivers from taking it to a track. And then another thing that they're not really talking about, which I haven't seen them mention, is the fact that when you use the launch control on this thing, the front wheels literally lift off the ground, especially if you're using those skinny tires, which is pretty much what they've been saying, that the goddamn thing does wheelies. So, you can't even regularly insure this thing. You've got to get special insurance from Haggerty Insurance Group or something. And my personal dealer messaged me earlier today and said that he already has 2 Demons in preparation to be produced and to come directly to his dealership. And he's saying that he wants $140,000 for either one. Once again, I'm not really interested in this car for myself. The problem is, if I were to walk into a dealership and they actually had one that somebody ordered and wasn't taken, I'd have a hard time not buying it. But the problem is, knowing that you can't really drive this damn thing on the highway, that would force me to pretty much say, nah, I can't take this thing. Because the thing about it is, if you can't drive it on the highway, I mean, that's a restriction that's kind of hard to, it's kind of hard to get around that. But that's the thing. Drag radials in most cases are not usually allowed on the streets. And here in New York City, they've never actually had a problem with people putting drag radials on cars because, once again, it's New York City. If you drive around here, you're sitting in traffic. But that's kind of interesting. And I'm not sure if Dodge will address that by, you know, saying, okay, you know, you can order it with, I don't know, a spare set of tires that comes extra, which they're probably not going to do. But it seems to me that if you do purchase this thing, you should really bother to get the Hellcat race wheels that they sell on the 2017 models, or you could get like the Hellcat model wheels from the 2016, 2015. But most of you probably already have spare tires anyway. And notice that obviously these tires are smaller. These rim wheels are not 20s like you find on a regular Challenger. These are smaller than that. So if you want to have a spare set of wheels for, you know, the few of you who actually are able to get one of these things, you're definitely going to absolutely need it, because absolutely you don't have a choice.